Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the first week of school. Welcome to our first Backpack to Briefcase as well. We have a wonderful panelist here to talk to us today, so we're really excited. Just as a quick introduction, my name is Malin Dewar. I'm studying marketing here at Huntsman Hall, and I'll be graduating this spring, so I'm really excited. But I'm also really excited to be your guys' moderator today. So I'll turn the time over to the panelists to introduce themselves really quickly.
My name is Riker Howard. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm a dual major studying marketing and also management with an HR emphasis. I actually graduate in December, so just about done, and I'm excited for what my future holds. So,
I'm Brock. I am majoring in operations management with a minor in entrepreneurship, and I will be graduating in the spring. Super excited.
And I'm Elise Newberry. I am not a student. I'm a career coach here in the Huntsman School of Business, and I support our marketing students as well as our international business students.
Awesome. We're really excited to have all of our panelists here today. I am just so thrilled with all the experience they have. So it's going to be really exciting, really fun. We have a lot of good tips to give to students. So that is really awesome. So we have a couple of questions that we're going to go over today that I'm just going to be asking the panelists, and they'll go through and answer them one by one. Today is going to be more about some involvement as you join the Huntsman School or when you're a student up here at Utah State, what the benefits of being involved are, and some of the tips that they have for that. So just to get right started, where the first question that we have is, when should I do my internship?
okay, I'll take this one first. I think doing your internship really whenever you can is the best advice that I could give. I think that the sooner that you can get yourself out there and kind of maybe shadowing, that could also be another opportunity. But I think that if you can kind of see what exactly you kind of fit into and what you want to do, the earlier the better, just so then you can know if your major is really what kind of you're wanting to study, and then also kind of what industry. I think it gives a good idea. I know that something that they recommend is doing your internship in between your junior and senior year, the summer before. But I think really taking an internship whenever you can is a great opportunity. So,
Yeah, I would just to add to what Riker said, the it's really great to try out anything like whenever possible. You want to try out as many different work experiences. However, I think like the companies that are going to be looking to hire more seriously, they're going to be looking for you to be in your junior to senior year. And so I would definitely plan for like a more professionally experienced internship senior or junior or senior year. That way too, if you don't like the job that you're going to be getting from your junior internship, you can definitely go out and rethink your strategy your senior year.
I can definitely relate to not enjoying the internship and the position like once you get that internship. So like the earlier you're able to experiment and try things out, I mean you're only going to be there for a couple of weeks or maybe 2 or 3 months at most. So being able to test the waters is really great. One thing I love talking about with students about internships is don't get hung up on the title internship. Like part-time work, on-campus work, even random odd jobs can be really beneficial to your professional development. Um, Even if they're not like 100% there or like the exact title, industry, job, position, any of that, a lot of it can build up to get that full professional internship, even your sophomore year. I mean, we had a student last year or 2 years ago who really, really wanted to work at Whirlpool. And Whirlpool has junior and senior internships, and they were at that sophomore level. So they ended up doing an outternship, did a little bit of volunteering. It was unpaid, but then they got hired on as a paid intern that following year. So think outside of the box, but essentially whenever you can. Yeah.
Yeah, I would totally agree with what all the panelists have said. I think your college career goes a lot faster than you think it will. So starting early is really good advice. Um, this next question is really good because we have a career coach with us on the phone. So The question is, what is the advantage of meeting with my career coach?
I feel like the pressure's on for this one because Elise is my career coach. Um, I think the biggest thing for me was really like resume reviews. I remember emailing Elise all the time, being like, here's my resume, please check it out before I apply to this internship or this job. Or it was like, hey, I made minor tweaks. Can you make sure that the language is okay? And just kind of giving pointers. And so I think with the title of career coach, obviously you think it's just, oh, we're going to sit down and talk about what you're going to do for your job. But really, it's like anything from a mid therapy session, like, or to a resume review, or even just like looking on LinkedIn at different roles and kind of what qualifications they have. Because that really just kind of, I don't know. It's they obviously help with your career, but it's much more than that because you're able to kind of see things from their perspective and be like, okay, now I know what to research. And specifically on LinkedIn, it was like, oh, you want to do HR? Well, let's look at HR specific, but then look at qualifications and know kind of what projects you should be working on within your job or what kind of experience you needed to be hired in said HR position. So, yeah.
That's awesome. The like anything from just wanting to talk to an existential crisis about what you're going to do with your life, they're going to help you out every step of the way. And just along with what Riker was saying, like I think the big thing is that uh, they're going to help you plan because these internships and your career opportunities that you're going to be taking in the future aren't just immediate. They're not something that you can plan within the first few months. They're going to want you to have maybe some prior experience, and you're going to have to learn about what you need to do to reach those career goals, and they're going to be there to help you with it.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, you guys passed the test. But one thing I do want to add is like, we are here to be a sounding board to help you process through whatever you need as a student. And sometimes just having someone sit and listen to you can be really beneficial. And like we can be that person for you. I don't know how many times I've had students just go, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm like, great. It's perfect space to be because then we have somewhere to go.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I know Elise is also my career coach, and she knows the amount of times I've just sat in there and made her ask me interview questions, and we've tried to figure out math things, and there's a lot of different things that they can help you with. So they're really beneficial, and I can't say enough good things about career coaches and being able to meet with them. As a follow-up question to that one, the next question is, when should I meet with my career coach?
As soon as you can, like day one, or like really whenever. I think that the sooner that you can get in, the better. Even if you don't know what you want to do for your career, I think the sooner that you can get in there and kind of, I don't know, just make an introduction with your career coach, so then they're kind of a friendly face, and not someone that you're looking at point blank, like I have no idea who you are. I think that just meeting with them as soon as you can really will benefit you. So.
Yeah, meet with them as soon as possible, especially because you never know when an opportunity is going to arise that you're going to need to know your elevator pitch or have a finished resume handy. Our differential pays for some very well-connected professors. And so you find yourself in an elevator with them a lot, and they like literally an elevator, and they just say, oh, what's your name? Like, what's your major? And they're like, they want to help. They're here to help. And so you're going to run into a lot of people as a college student that just want to help you, and you need to be prepared to let them know how they can help you. So that is going to be huge.
Yep. Yes. I'd love to say at least once a semester just to keep tabs and making sure you're going through what like we can help set you up with, like a plan for professional development and stuff. But realistically, we're here as much or as little as you need us. We are one of those roles that are trying to work ourselves out of a job, essentially. So, yeah.
So the answer to this question is what I'm hearing is immediately. Meet with your career coach. Just immediately. I can second them as well. You definitely meet with them as soon as possible. So the next question that we have here is switching gears a little bit towards the career expo. And this is a two-part question. So the first part of it is, what advice do you have for new students attending the Career Expo? And then the second part is, would your advice be different for a returning student?
I think to kind of answer the first part, I'm gonna kind of go off on a little tangent first and just be like, no matter what grade you are within college, whether you're a freshman, sophomore, or whatever, I think going to the Career Expo, um, as soon as you can, again, is a great kind of opening opportunity for you and kind of like a trial run. I think if you do it as a freshman, just to see kind of what to expect. But I think more advice that I have for new students specifically is make sure that you have a folder handy with like 4 or 5 resumes in there. And also to do some research beforehand. So I know for me, for my very first career expo, I have this little journal, and I looked at all the companies that were going to be in attendance, and then I remember just searching their company LinkedIn pages for anything that I could kind of have under my belt, so I wasn't inexperienced. And so one thing that I did was looked on LinkedIn, like their recent posts, to see what kind of the hot topic was at that time. So then I could have something to relate to and kind of be like, oh, this person knows what they're talking about because they have done their research on our company. And so I think just doing a little bit of research beforehand is definitely beneficial in the long run. So and then the second part, I think for a returning student, once you kind of have that trial run done, so to speak, or at least your first one under your belt, I think it's a lot easier and you go in a lot calmer just because you know what to expect. And I think really advice, again, I don't think it would be any different for a returning or a new student because doing research is key. So,
Yeah, Riker basically covered it.
I'm
Prepare,
sorry.
research. No, you're good. Prepare, do the research. Make sure that you know who you're going to talk to before you show up. Anytime recruiters come to the school, they're not just here, whether it's for expo or mock interview day, they're not just here because they have to be here. Any interaction you have with them is an opportunity. If they like you, it can lead to a job offer, and it goes a lot quicker than you think than you think it could happen. So be there early, even if as a freshman, if they're not looking for freshmen, be a familiar face to them. That way, when your junior or senior year comes along, they're going to be contacting you, and before they're going to be reaching out to you, seeing if you're still interested in working for them. So
I have kind of two pieces of advice. One is dress up. Please dress up. Even if it's your first time going, you're just browsing, seeing what's out there. That's the first time you're seeing these recruiters, but also it's the first time the recruiters are seeing you. So even if you aren't looking for an internship, or you're like, I've only been here 3 weeks, I don't need to worry about a job after college yet. Kind of true, but they make memories. And that they'll be able to at least recall, like, I'm not sure about this one person. They were wearing bare flip-flops with socks and sweatpants. So be sure to dress up, even if it's a nice t-shirt and khakis or something. It doesn't have to be a 3-piece suit. That is fine. We understand that you have life outside of a career fair. And the other thing is, try and brainstorm some thoughtful, mindful questions. Riker hit on this a little bit with doing your research of the companies, but just going up to a company and asking, so what do you do? They expect that type of question, and it's fine, but it's just fine. And are you just fine? No, probably not. You're probably amazing. So let's come up with amazing questions as well.
Mm-hmm. So that is all really good advice. I think coming to the Career Expo, your first impression is going to be everything. So definitely dressing up, coming prepared with those questions, and also just like what I took from all of what our panelists have said is that what you put into the career fair is what you're going to get out. So if you don't put in any effort, you might not get any job offers. It might not be that successful for you, but if you put in a lot of effort, you will yield results. So really good advice. Going off of that one as well, what would you say to a student that says, I'm nervous to talking to recruiters? What's the best way to prepare for that?
I think for me, looking in the mirror and like kind of going over kind of like a script, so to speak, or just like key points to make sure that you hit on. I think that with recruiters too, you have to realize is they want to talk to you as much as you want to talk to them. And so I think having that mindset going in on like, oh, they want to talk to me, I think eases nerves a little bit. But again, for me, it was like looking in the mirror, having a few statements, like Brock mentioned, the elevator pitch, kind of having that in your brain when you go in so that you're not just looking at them staring and going, so what's your name and what do you do, like Elise said. I think being able to just have that script and that elevator pitch within your head before you go, and then just realizing again that they're people and they want you as much as you want them. So
Yeah, and a question popped into my mind too while you're saying that, Riker, and that's like following up when you introduce yourself is like, what's an ideal candidate for you? Something like that, just to get the conversation rolling. But I would say definitely have a plan. So whether that's meeting with your career coach or figuring it out yourself, you want to kind of keep the conversations memorable but brief. So have a plan, because that's the only way you're going to be able to do that. Have a plan for questions, have a plan for how you're going to introduce yourself. Maybe it's different for different companies, but you want them to remember you, but you don't want to be remembered as the guy that's been there for 20 minutes, so keep it shorter.
Yeah. I always really like to ask fun questions. With recruiters, like what's the biggest piece of flim flam or like the biggest misconception about your company? That's a very vague question, a very broad question, but it's kind of fun because you get to use the word flim flam in a professional setting. So that's really great. But preparing for that, I think having notes, being prepared to take a business card, or having LinkedIn, the app on your phone, so you can connect and follow up. That's a really great way to already just be set to go to that follow up. It's very uncommon for students to follow up with recruiters after an event. So if you're already doing it 15, 20 minutes after talking to a recruiter, they're going to be impressed with that. That's not really prepare, but it's preparing mentally, right? Be prepared to follow up.
No, those are perfect. I love what Riker said about remembering that the recruiters want to talk to you. I think that's really important, just making sure that you realize that the recruiters are probably also kind of nervous to be talking to the students, like putting yourself in their shoes. I know I would be nervous as a recruiter, making sure I give a good first impression of our company and whatnot. And then also what Elise was talking about, coming prepared. I think one of the things that helps me feel more comfortable with recruiters is taking my resume, so when I have something in my hands aren't like awkwardly there and I don't know what to do or what to say. It's always like a good starting off point if you all of a sudden blank, you have your resume in front of you and you can say, I have my resume, I think your company seems really cool, I'd love for you to look over it, or just something like that. Having that paper there is just one good way to prepare, so it gives you kind of an introduction, if you will, to that part. So that was really good advice. For our final question that we have for you guys is, what are the other resources available for me at the FJ Management Center?
where do I even begin? I think we've touched on career coach. Like we've all said, immediately meet with them. And also the advisors. Oh my goodness gracious. I cannot tell you how many times that I have been in with a major panic being like, my whole plan is ruined. Like, I need some help. I need to make sure that I'm on track to graduate. And like, they are just there to simply help you. It's their job to help you. Like, they don't have, like, that's really what they're there for, is to help you as a student. And also the start desk. I cannot tell you how many times I was down there asking for a quick resume drop by, being like, hey, does this word make sense? Or does this font look okay? Or again, just like directions, being like, where's the bathroom? Or where's this classroom? Because I mean, like we said, this is the first week of school, and I'm sure that a lot of people are confused on where classes are. But Start Desk was a great resource for me. And again, just advisors and career coach.
So yeah, like legally, they're not considered therapists, but there's someone to talk to. That's probably all I can say. Like Riker was saying, the advisors and the career coaches, I think the best part about it is they make a plan for you. Like, they've been doing this for thousands of students over the past couple years. Like, they know what works and what doesn't, and so it's so much easier just to go to them and say, like, even if, like, it's almost better if you just don't have a plan, but if you get in there early and just say, I don't know what to do, help me, they're gonna be able to put together plans for you, so you're not stressing about that all the time. Because you can listen to your friends or anyone, and they're gonna tell you, like, oh, take this class, and this class, but they'll literally sit down and put together a whole 4-year plan so that you know what you're gonna be taking spring semester of your junior year. And you don't even have to worry about it. You can just go in and have those courses, and it's the best.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Gosh, there's so many things in our office. One thing we launched this year, and I know that I'm supposed to talk about this later, but our Dare Mighty Careers Canvas courses, all Huntsman students should have received invitations to a Canvas course called Dare Mighty Major Careers. So whatever your major is, this is similar to the Ticket to Ride course that used to exist that was very career expo preparation. What we really want with this tool of Dare Mighty Careers is to be that one-stop shop. We want it to be an own your education, own your career space. So I think there are 10 modules. There's resources, articles from like Harvard Business Review, Yale, Forbes, all kinds of places. I think that there's a TED Talk in one of the modules, as well as resources for students to have those extra tools. It's been really fun putting that together this last summer, so I hope people utilize it. And we also do job announcements there. So if you just don't even know where to start with looking for jobs or internships, we'll put links in there to folks who are looking specifically for Huntsman students. So that's a really great resource. But yes, the academic advisors, the Start Desk is huge. Our favorite joke for the Start Desk is helping people find EBB 215. And they know, but it's first to have it, it's down. So yeah, even small questions of what clubs can I join, the Start Desk is a great resource.
Yeah, I totally agree. On your Dare Mighty Careers, this is definitely a good place to start if you're not sure how to prepare for the Career Expo. Definitely take a look at this page. It'll give you a lot of good starting points to get prepared for that. And then also the FJ Management Center. I'm a peer advisor for the FJ Management Center, and I absolutely love it. It's so fun getting to talk to students and help answer questions. And I also get to learn about all the resources that are up here. So it's been such a good experience. I basically live in the FJ Management Center because I always am working here, or I have questions for my advisor or the career coaches. They can't get rid of me. So I just can't say enough good things about how important it is to come to the FJ Management Center instead of appointing to your advisor and your career coach. So yeah, I really appreciate all of your guys' comments. We want to say thank you to our panel for being here with us today and for giving us all this wonderful advice. We're excited for the Career Expo coming up. Along with that, I do have 2 different dates. So we have the Career Expo on the 23rd, virtual from 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and then in person 11 to 2. And then we also have some resume reviews coming up that are going to be before the Career Expo. So we have drop-in resumes at the Start Desk 9 to 4 from September 12th to the 22nd. So there's about 2 weeks in there for you guys to be able to come by and get your resumes reviewed so you're all ready to go for the Career Expo. And also if you just have any questions, if you're not understanding the Dare Mighty Careers page, come ask us if you want some help for preparing an elevator pitch like Brock was talking about. We're just wondering how to talk to the recruiters there. We are happy to help you down at the Start Desk or at the FJ Management Center. So please come stop by before the Career Expo. It's a great opportunity to really put yourself out there. We appreciate everybody who watched this, and we hope you guys have a wonderful second week of school.